Well, hello there and welcome back to the Hull City Fan Central YouTube channel, where today it is the do or die game for Tim Volter as Hull City manager, as this is the final match day before the international break, which will see Hull City taking on West Bromwich Albion at home, the MKM Stadium, Sunday 1 PM kickoff this time, not the illustrious 3 PM kickoff. Some changes within the starting lineup that I will go through now. It is pretty much a fresh front three for Hull City, with Mason Burstow getting the start at striker, and then we presume the two wingers are Abdushamir and João Pedro. Not 100% sure on that. We believe it's Volta sticking with the 4-3-3, but who knows, because Tim Volta desperately not only needs a result but needs a win today to keep his job as Hull City manager, as we presume if he loses today, he's getting cut in this international break. Other than that, the starting lineup resumes the norms. So the defensive line is unchanged from the last home fixture. Of course, it changed a little bit last time out against Oxford, which we won't go into that situation. But the defensive line is Ivo Panda in goal, a back four of Cody Drammer, Louis Coyle, and then add a centre-back partnership of Alfie Jones and Charlie Hughes. Head of that, we have Xavier Simmons, Gustavo Puerta, and Regan Slater. On the bench, two worthy notes is Ryan Longman and Dukan Sinek. Well, they are alive. They're back in the matchday squad on the bench, maybe seeing a bit of a cameo appearance from either of them or both of them today, depending on the outlook on the game. But we are hoping for a big result today. I am going with a deluded 3-2 win for the Tigers. It's deluded, I know, but you kind of have to have that faith in the dire times that we're in at the moment. And it's tough to say we're in dire times when we're sitting okay-ish in the table, because obviously the table is so tight at the moment that we are only like a few wins away from a place in the top six. So it's a little bit weird to say that we are in dire times, but we are. As I say, a win today for Tim Volter would mean the absolute world. That's a man who went storming down that tunnel last time out at Oxford and refused to clap the fans or go even over and acknowledge the fans. So it is dire times, but you've got to have some faith. So we will get ourselves into the MKM Stadium in a minute. About an hour for me until kickoff, but it'll only be a few minutes for you. I'll go and get some of the only thing going for us at the moment, the award-winning street food, and then we will hopefully watch the Tigers put a few away against the Baggies and pick up the important 3 points, and I stress the word important today. So I will see you at the MKM Stadium in a short little minute.
Here come the teams then, poppies in hand, because it is the Remembrance Day, so there will be minutes before kickoff. Hull City there on the left in the black and amber, Panda in the pink, and then West Brom to the right there in their white with their traditional West Bromwich blue. And it'll be West Brom to kick us underway in this first half. A key 90 minutes not only for City's future, but that man over there, Tim Volter. 2 minutes in and it's a corner to City. Gustavo Puerta to take, looking for a nice long corner that will hopefully result in a City goal. And things go from bad to worse for City. Absolutely nothing happening for the first 10 minutes. And on the 11th, we concede an own goal. I believe it came off Alfie Jones. It was a shot that deflected off him. It probably will go down as an own goal. But that is not a way to start the game that means so much for Tim Volter on that sideline. Hoping for a reaction from City, but you can't feel it from the players. The fans are cheering them on. But there was a well-worked attack working for City. It fell to Xavier Simmons, who is Hull City's joint top goal scorer this season. He nearly made it a clear runner as number one with his third of the season. As a powering shot bounds off the top corner of the post. Falls back out into play, but City are unable to do anything from that. Yep, it can get worse, because it's 16, 17 minutes gone, undone from a corner. Comes in from their corner, which they take long, which seems to work. Pings around in the box for a little bit. They get a free man at the back post, and all he has to do is just steer it home past Panda simple as you like it. And City are in even more trouble. Volta, well, he's gone and sat down. He knows he hasn't got a job tomorrow. Wow, wow, wow. They're loving life. I'm not. Hull City finally work a free kick in the opposition's half. There should have been a penalty a few moments ago where Abdushamir was clearly pulled down in the box. Referee won't having any of it. But we eventually work a free kick over here. From that clear as day penalty shout, West Brom nearly worked themselves a very strong counter attack, which majority of City players were happy to allow happen. So we'll see if anything happens from this free kick, but highly doubt it. From that free kick that led to absolutely nothing is another free kick will probably lead to absolutely nothing. Well, City work themselves a corner. It's very expertly done. Oh, and there's a yellow card being given out to the West Brom man that was covering up the corner from being taken. But the West Brom keeper he got the ball given to him and he just hooked it round and passed it out of play for a corner. So City work themselves for the easiest corner they're ever going to get. And they're probably going to mess it all up. That player is a little bit better from City, working on one of the West Brom errors. Picked up the ball in the midfield, played it out wide to Regan Slater, I believe, who whipped it in. Comes off João Pedro's head. Unfortunately, this one doesn't end up in the back of the net, but it's stages. It's very slow stages. Comedy of errors for the City there. Could have been a goal. Instead they give away the corner when they don't need to. They was kicking the ball around in between players, off each other's faces, ends up going out, but poor play from there, and Panda was out of position. The number 9 for West Brom could have very easily had the third goal for West Brom there, but it's a corner. Finally, once City start passing the ball forward, things go a bit better. Louis Kosher had a very good shot. It was blocked in the process, but very, very good, and City work out themselves to a goal. João Pedro again! It's the life in the City tank! It's a ball into the box from Charlie Hughes! And João Pedro nods it right into that top left corner. No chance the keeper was getting that. It's 2-1 here at the MK Stadium. And is the comeback on for City? It's the life in Volta's tank. Well, it's better than what it could have been at half time. It is 2-1. Volta's given instructions to Slater. Should probably do that in the changing rooms. But it's 2-1. Something needs to happen. Something. The game is there for the taking. West Brom, they're not looking like a strong team. They're sitting back to allowing City to play how they want to play. It's just a shame that the way that Hull City want to play is absolutely horrid. Hopefully a few changes at half time to level up that attacking force, and hopefully Volta can remind the players that the goal that they want to be attacking to is at the other end of the pitch where Panda is. So keep on playing the forward passes. The forward passes is the ones we want to be playing, not the backward ones, and certainly not the sideways. It'll be the goal scorer for the Tigers, João Pedro, to kick Hull City underway in this second half. 2-1 to West Brom, hoping for the comeback to save this team and to save that man's job. Besto gets the ball and is allowed to run on the right wing. He cuts inside and makes a bit of a low dribbly shot down to the keeper's left. We've also having a few good chances in this second half so far. 53 minutes into the game, so 8 minutes into the second half, and West Brom making a double change. A little bit interesting, but I presume that West Brom will want to hold on to this 2-1 lead, maybe make it even greater. But hopefully that doesn't happen for City and Volta's sake. City win themselves a free kick after working through a counter attack. A yellow card on the challenge on Louis Coyle to one of the West Brom players. I believe it was their left back. Brilliantly done by Abdushamir. He wins the ball, plays it forwards, gets around the man that was blocking his path, curves one beautifully into Regan Slater at the back post. And all he has to do is just keep it on target, and he heads it off target. Should have been 2-2 there. Should have been 2-2. A bit of forward play there from City. Working a nice ball into the box. Referee's giving away a free kick that probably shouldn't have been a free kick. Fair play header, but Hey ho, got to play against the referee's whistle, I guess. As West Brom will make their third change of the half, third change of the game. And City haven't made a single one yet. There is players getting warm down the touchline now for City, but still not looking likely that any change will be coming in the next 5 or so minutes. Panda was forced to make a leaping save over the top of the crossbar from West Brom making their way in from that free kick. Nice save there from Panda once again, but it will be a corner for West Brom as a result of this. And they got their second goal through a corner, so hopefully we will not see a repeat of that here in the second half. First change coming for City, and it's Mason Burstow coming off. And Ryan Longman, he's back. And he's coming on. Mason Burstow, not too bad of a start out on the wing. Wasn't fueled too best by the players around him, but wasn't too bad. But it's nice to see Ryan Longman back out in black. Longman's first bit of action is the ball across the box, which he was just looking to meet the end of João Pedro to steer it home. They didn't quite, but City is still on the attack here. Another Longman contribution, this time winning the corner for City, which Gustavo Puerta will take over on that far hand side. Come on, City win themselves a throw-in over on the near-hand touchline.
Substitution for West Brom.
It's the opposition half, but they do have a double change first. Still only the one change made for Volta, and no one getting warm at the moment. Very interesting. 78 minutes gone, still 2-1 West Brom. City win themselves a corner here, and it's going to be Xavier Simmons who is racing off the pitch, and he's going to be replaced by Casey Palmer. Palmer comes onto the pitch, and he'll be away against his international duty for his own country of Jamaica. So hopefully he can come on today and produce a bit of magic for the boys in black and amber. Gustavo Puerta coming off to be replaced by Chris Bedia. It's a full 3 strikers on for City. The only 3 strikers that we have. They have a combined 4 goals, I believe, between them. But I believe this isn't good enough for City. It's too little, too late once again. Oh Lord. 1 minute left, plus there'll probably be quite a few minutes worth of additional time. And it's still 2-1 West Brom. Casey Palmer wins City a free kick in a very, very good place. Only 5 minutes worth of that additional time. Possibly should have been more. But hopefully City can produce something from this free kick and leave today with at least something. Good chance there for City. Kyle whips the ball across, and then I believe it was either Omer or Drama to get it back into the action. Met João Pedro's head, but it was just scooping over. Very, very good chance there for City. 1 minute left though. It's nearly gone. And the boos ring out once again from the MK Stadium, as that's most likely Volta's last game in charge, as we go off for 2 weeks and a big overhaul is needed. Absolutely frustrating. Beyond frustrating is in fact the words. This feels like rock bottom, doesn't it? The fans are turning the back on him. The players are turning the back on him. Question is, will the owner turn his back on him? I'll have a full breakdown in the car of the game. At least Volta gave a little clap that time. But it just isn't enough. It's far, far from what we need. Team that finished 7th last season, and now looking like a team that'll finish rock bottom with the performances that we're putting out week after week. It's shite.
Well, I'm back in the car now, and this certainly feels like rock bottom for City. Oh dear, what an absolute calamitous shit show this has become. it's a collection of different things. It's not all Volta's fault. It's not all the players' fault. It's a collection of different things that have turned this season from bad to worse to the stuff that we're seeing now. It's a collection of the inquest into Hull City that Adrian's launched, which meant Tan Keslat's leave, and he's now painted out to be the bad guy. It's the key players that are now going down with ACL injuries and going to be out for the entire season. It's the collection of the players not wanting to play energetic football, not wanting to run on the pitch and play football to a standard that's better than Sunday League. It's the manager not willing to change tactics and change things around. And today, in a game where we were 2-1 down for that entire second half, he made 2 substitutions. 2 substitutions that was in that second half. Or may have been 3, I can't quite remember, but certainly for the majority of it, we were playing with the team that put out that first half performance, that was there for that first 20 minutes, for that absolute horridness that was them first 20 minutes, where we went 2-0 down, and you could have sat back going, yeah, this is going to be 7-0 come half-time. You just got to laugh of it, don't you? Because if you don't, you probably will sit there crying in your dark corner until the internationals breaks over, and you're going to hope that by that point there is a new manager in charge. You're going to hope by that point the players are going to be willing to play football for this club, are going to be willing to fight for something. The season's not over. It may feel like it, but we've not even hit the Christmas point yet. We've not even hit halfway point in the season. Each year, there's multiple teams that make rises through the second half of the season that come from near enough rock bottom from where Hull City are now. Rise up, go on to get playoffs, to get up to the automatics. There's even been cases where they've gone on to go and win the league. Yeah, it's not happened for some time, but why not go and change some history? Why not go and change some things right now to start off with? If you want to get to that point where you are vying for a top 6 finish, vying for a top 2 finish, and maybe if you want to shoot me with the delusion gun once again, vie for that top first finish, well then you're going to need things to change, aren't you? The league is wide open. We've seen it. West Brom, that was their 7th win of the season, I believe. We've got 3. That's only 4 wins between us, and they're at the moment sitting in the top 6. That's the shape of the league this season. And if Hull City, if Adrian, if Volta, if the players can't see that, then maybe they're as deluded, or if not more deluded than I am. It's just baffling. 2 changes in that entire game. West Brom, they made 3 or 4 changes before we made our first. That just shows things. It shows their manager allowing their players to sit back, allow us to mess up the game for ourselves, not waste themselves out, supply them with fresh legs when they need it, just so they can hold on to the game, which they did. That was their mission. Hold on to the game. They know that we'll just dig ourselves into a bigger hole than what they've started with, and they'll just ease through to the victory, which ended up happening. You don't need a fortune teller to see that. So, yeah, it's horrid, and to hear the stories behind the scenes coming out the past week that there's players now turning the back on Volta. Volta's lost relations with players. This is why we're not seeing players in positions in the starting lineup, or as such. I mean, the big one, Will Jarvis. I would have heavily tipped Will Jarvis to start this game, considering the winging injury issues that we have at the moment. But no, because they've had a little bit of a fallout, him and Volta. No, we're not going to see. We're not going to see Will Jarvis even on the bench. So that's fun. I'll do a full rounded team review. Because I'm not going to go player by player. Because once again, just like we've seen every time, it makes no change. It's the same shit every week. There is no change to what the players are doing, to what Volta's doing. It's the same 4-3-3 that we started the season with. It's the same 4-3-3 that's only seen us win 3 games. And them 3 games that we won, they're looking a bit like there was some luck, there was some hooja booju, there was a bit of voodoo magic involved there, because at that point it looked like everything had clicked. I said it, there's probably video evidence to prove it. Oh, everything's clicked now, we're going to excel on now. Volta's got everything to click. You just need that bit of time, everything to click. Came back straight after that. What was after the third win? Was that the 4-0 thumping to Norwich? Yeah. Things got a harsh reality check then, didn't they? And since then, it's games that we should be winning. The last few games, not including today, but the last few games that were against sides that just newly promoted probably shouldn't be picking up points at 3 or 1 point against us. Today, yeah, maybe West Brom, they are the better managed side. They maybe are the better side in league places. But we have every right to, A, produce something in this game. B, we're at home. We have the home field advantage. It's a Sunday, and that was the emptiest I've seen the stadium. Maybe not all season, but certainly in quite a few weeks, if not months. It's horrid that. The fans are turning their back on the club once again. You know when last time the fans turned their back on the club? Well, it was Grant McCann and the Lambs. That was the partnership. And if you want to compare that to the times now, you Grant McCann, that's your Tim Volta. And if you're comparing it, and I don't want to do this, but the Lambs, that's your Adjan Ilajali. You don't want to compare them two, do you? So, Adjan, this is a message to you now. I'm not Volta out. But maybe I'm hopping on the train now, because this cannot continue. I'm not saying Volta's a bad manager. He's proven it over in Germany. He's proven it in the German second division, where his average, what it was, over 2 goals per game was his average or something, over at Hamburg. It's just not built for the Championship. It's not built for this City squad. It was not built for the 20 plus players that we lost this season. It wasn't built for that quick turnaround. And now you're not only risking the club to push on to make it up the league, you're possibly risking your team's place in the league entirely. And when you took over as manager, as owner, you didn't envision this, did you? You need things to change. And you're the man at the top, and you need to make these things happen. So hopefully, when we come back after this international break, there is a new manager at the helm for the team's sake. Because when the team and the fans are turning the back on the manager, that's when things are seriously wrong. So hopefully, it's a new look City when we come back after this international break. We've got Luton away, I believe, is the first game back on, I think it's something like the 23rd of November. So hopefully, by that point, there's a new manager involved. And there's a feel-good factor, at least, around the club. Because at the moment, as I say, this feels like rock bottom. This feels like when Grant McCann saw us go from near enough the top of the league down to dead last. Yes, that did result in a League One title and our first bit of silverware in 55 years, but that's taking 5 steps backwards rather than the one that you was asking forwards. So make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I will keep you up to date on all of the Hull City news, stories, gossip, every bit as we work through this international break. And possibly I'll be diving into the manager contentions, because there's a man that's become available down in Coventry, funny enough. So yeah, there is managers out there. You want to talk about managers? Mazzini is doing a good job over at Strasbourg at the moment. They're fighting for European football. Whereas us, we're fighting for our lives in the Championship. I'll see you in the next one. Up the Tigers.